Hi, I'm Anais, and I'm here today to talk about being inspiring. This is number 6 of my artist values, and it's the final week in an amazing journey that I've been on, exploring my values as an artist. What is the most important thing to me? I've discovered that all these values impact on each other and together form a whole, and I'm sure that in the years, months, and years to come, I will find out much more about myself. And perhaps these values will change, or perhaps my understanding of them will expand. Either way, it's an amazing process to go through. And I'd love to invite you to join me. So do get in touch if you want to go on a similar exploration, or if you have done already. Being inspiring. Of course, wanting to be inspiring doesn't mean that I actually am inspiring. So why is it important to me to be inspiring? Even if I'm not. And I think it's the striving, that's the most important part for me. It's the striving by exploring how I can be more inspiring. I think I naturally become more inspiring. But it's very important to remember that every single person has a different inspiration. What does inspiring mean? So the Oxford Dictionary states that inspiring is the process of being mentally stimulated to do or feel something, and especially in the realm of creativity. So in there we've got a kind of a motivation, we've got a feeling. Certainly for me, when I feel inspired, the hairs stand up on the back of my neck, on my arms. I might get a shooting up and down my spine. I might get teary. I definitely feel a sense of overwhelming. There's also a light bulb moment for me where I'll be trundling along through life thinking that everything's a certain way, and then all of a sudden a light bulb will go on which will stop me in my track, cause me to inspire, take a deep breath, evaluate where I'm at, and sometimes take a 180. A massive inspiration to me was Julia Cameron, who wrote The Artist's Way. And doing that course, which is out of a book, so you do it on your own, really helped me to break through a lot of barriers in my life as a creative person. And I think actually that's when I started to really feel comfortable calling myself an artist. It's nice, this idea of inspiration, this idea of taking in a breath to inspire and expire. It follows on really nicely from last week's blog about being present, where I kept trying to bring us back to the breath and how important such a simple process is. It's the most important process. And being inspiring is perhaps even to be in rhythm with that breath. Perhaps it's to be in harmony, to move to the rhythm of the universe. The word inspiring has the word spire in it. And what comes to mind is this idea of a church and a spire on top. So this is the idea of divinity, and you're sort of spiraling up to divine source, to the primary, to the primordial, to the whatever it is that you believe in or don't believe in. It's the awe. The spire towards the awe. It's the spire that makes us feel like, okay, life isn't what I thought it was. I can feel this way. This feels amazing. What else is there? Come on then. And it happens that life is full of peak experiences. These moments of inspiration come and go. They can't happen all the time, or it would not be set apart from one another. We wouldn't be inspired because it would be so normal. inspiration would be a natural state, and therefore it wouldn't become a word anymore, it would just be normal. This idea of the spiral really interested me. Stimulation. This definition of inspiration is being stimulated to do something. I can be stimulated to do nothing. I can be pushed so far that actually I don't want to do anything. And what I do is end up in a fetus position, pushing the world away, so utterly self-conscious and paranoid. I heard somewhere, I don't know where this quote came from, I tried to find it on the internet, but I heard somewhere, someone suggested that we are either trying to, when this constant pull of wanting to return to the womb, where it's comfortable and safe and warm and protected, and we have to push ourselves forward. I can really relate to this because I have some of my favourite times are just getting in my comfy clothes and sitting on the sofa and being with my partner or my friends or my family and just chilling out and eating nice food, and I'm warm and don't have to do anything. It's very protected, it's very familiar, it's very comfortable. And I think there's something in there about wanting to return to that state of the womb, and something about the inspiration pushing us away from that and actually being like, no, I want to expand, I want to be present, I want to be self-aware, I want to experience life. I trust in life. Yeah, it might hurt me, but actually I can cope with that. I'm strong enough, I'm brave enough. Definitely inspiration for me is about being brave. I want to face my fears, because every time I do, I feel a bit more connected to who I am. I feel more connected to source. I do have that spiral connection to divinity. This is why I'm documenting this journey. I was scared to do it, but it's such an important part of sharing and connecting, and it's the opposite of curling up in a ball. I'm being transparent, I'm being open as I can be with myself and you. There's so much I don't know about myself. But by sharing it and putting it out there, I think that I get a better sense of who I am, and I increase my self-awareness. So self-consciousness has been thought of as being opposite to inspiration. Self-consciousness and getting paranoid and wanting the wall, like to become suddenly a part of the wall, or for the ground to swallow you up, or it's being, too aware of self. And then self-awareness is understanding your interaction with the world, your interaction with your environment, and relationship with self, other, in the world. Which is, if you can get that balance right, and be okay with the feelings and okay with the blushings, and that people might be able to know, pick up on what experience you're going through. Oh, they've just said something that makes me embarrassed and ashamed, and now I'm blushing, and now everyone can see it, and the blushing gets worse. But I think the more, I remember going through a stage of this where I blushed quite a lot, and I think the more brave I am, the more that sort of goes away. I start to care less about what people think, because I know they're not right. As I get older, the more I realise that actually we are all equal. No one's better than anyone else. I'm still struggling with it with a lot of people. There's a lot of darkness out there. There's a lot of pain and sorrow, and I think that's another reason why being inspiring is so important to me. I want to be a part of the machine, I want to be a cog in the machine that helps people to spiral towards divinity and source and strength and feeling comfortable in who they are. So what does being inspiring mean? Well, I can't just be inspiring. That will depend on who you are and what your experience is. But certainly, I want to look at those things that have made me who I am. And that includes the negativity. When exploring this concept of being inspiring, I came across people who have turned negativity into positivity, and that inspired me. So that's certainly my path, is to turn my negative experiences and make them positive. If I'm to like who I am, I also have to like my negative experiences. I have to see the hidden meaning behind events. I have to understand how those experiences that I did not enjoy, that made me feel desperate, made me who I am today. And while I can't be inspiring enough to share them with you today, I know that perhaps one day I might be strong enough to do that. And it's definitely why I'm sharing my journey, why I'm doing this social media campaign, exploring my values and sharing them with you. It's all part of a journey, and who knows where it'll take me or who knows where it'll end. But yes, I do want to get better at being inspiring. I want to get better at being brave. It's interesting exploring this concept this week. I have felt more brave. I felt more brave to do things out of my comfort zone because I'm documenting them. I could go off in a massive tangent about documenting. I mean, there's this whole thing with Facebook, and me and my partner have been making a calendar for our families and with images on, and how this idea of creating the images themselves force us to do things. Which can be considered that you're just seeing the world through the eye of the lens, but I don't think so. I think if you're going somewhere to take a picture, you're still going somewhere. Anyway. I'll leave you with the idea that being brave isn't supposed to be easy. That's a quote I got from a TED Talk. I thought it was a good place to start when I was exploring being inspiring and what that meant to me. TED Talks are 15-minute, short, powerful speeches that inspire change in me. You can find them on YouTube. Being brave isn't supposed to be easy. I got that quote from the most viewed TED Talk on YouTube. Posted 3 years ago, 13.5 million views. And another quote by Anais, who was an American author. He said that life shrinks or expands in relation to one's courage. I like the idea of life being big. And I like the idea of being courageous. And people who are courageous have inspired me to want to be courageous. And I want to be a part of that group. So that's my last artist value. I'm going to come back next week and have a little review of everything I've learned on my little journey. Do get in touch if you want to go on a similar journey, or you have been on a similar journey, or if you've got any comments to add. I'd love to hear from you. You can follow me on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and SoundCloud. Thank you so much for watching.